Why is it that most investors never get the returns they initially expected from their investment property? Well, that's probably because they commit mistakes and blunders, costing them cash they could make otherwise. They forget that they should not buy a property that pleases their eyes, but one that has potential to bring in money. But since they let go of cold logic, once they buy the property and rent it out, they realize that they have made a blunder. They are hit hard by high repair costs, low rent, and tenants who are unreliable, leading to ongoing vacancies. This turns the investment property into a liability that takes money out of their pocket every month instead of bringing it in. One after another, their mistakes continue biting them until they finally give up and sell their property at a loss. How can you avoid that? By buying a good investment that brings in cash every month. Hi, I'm Anyara Kirago, and I have been a personal finance professional for the last 2 decades. In this video, I will explain step by step how you can find a good investment property that brings in cash. This video is for anyone who wants to achieve financial independence but does not know how to start. Watch the video until the very end to know what investment property is best for you. If you need help to ensure you get the best outcome with your finances, I'm available for your support. Please check out the Financial Freedom course, our one-on-one financial freedom coaching, and the Eternity Real Estate program from the links in the description below. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and share it with anybody you think may benefit from it. Also, ring the bell icon to be notified each time I post a new video. Let's get started. Step number 1, decide on the type of property. To decide this, you must first decide the pool of people you want to target for your rental property. For example, decide whether students, newly married couples, families, or senior citizens would be your tenants. Depending on this, you will decide whether to invest in single-family apartments, bed-sitters, 1-bedroom, 2, or even 3-bedroom multifamily apartment buildings. Single-family apartments in particular are a great place to start for beginners, while multifamily properties provide the advantage of diversified income streams. Multifamily properties, including duplexes, triplexes, and apartment buildings with multiple rental units, present an attractive option for the investor seeking higher cash flow. Even if one of the units is vacant, it does not make a huge dent on rental income because other units bring in rent. Once you have decided on the type of investment property you want, you get a clear picture of what you're looking for. Then you go to step number 2. This is deciding the location. At this point, you know what you want, but where you want it is yet to be decided. In other words, you have to decide on the location. Choosing the right location is not just a cliche, but a fundamental principle for investors. You should choose an attractive area with easy access to stable or growing job markets, high-quality schools, and appealing amenities like shopping, entertainment, and medical facilities. Also, it must be safe because a high crime area dampens demand. You can use resources online to consult, such as social media groups, to get a feel of crime levels in various neighborhoods in the area you want to buy a property. Keep an eye on whether criminal activity is on the rise or decline, and inquire about the frequency of police presence in the neighborhood. This might sound too obsessive, however, it's worth it. That way, you will know whether tenants prefer the area in which you want to have a property. Even the location of your property decides what kind of tenant you want. For example, proximity to your university might lead to a tenant base primarily consisting of students, posing a potential challenge for filling vacancies, particularly of pricier property. Step number 3, master the art of micro-targeting. Good areas are not always what the market sees as good, but those that suit your needs. Therefore, move beyond generic notions of good areas and focus on specific micro markets within the areas that you want. In that way, you can identify tranquil streets with robust rental demand, hidden areas seeing an influx of professionals, or overlooked corners with distinctive appeal. What you are actually doing is looking for opportunity. You're trying to find an area that will be a favorite in times to come, rather than buying an investment property in an area that has already seen its prime and is unaffordable. If you have market insights, you can find a location with a starting trend of increasing influx of people. In other words, an area is being preferred by new property owners and tenants, but only a few people have noticed the pattern. Such a location is a gem because more people are coming, creating a higher demand for your rental property. But how can you know about this? Well, you can gather information about planned developments or those already zoned from city planning. Number 4, leverage the power of preemptive offers. The best properties will always come with a heavy price tag. It's because people make offers the moment they are listed, boosting their value. However, if you could lay your hands on a property yet to be listed, it can be the best deal of your life. If you identify a promising property on the brink of entering the market, consider making a preemptive offer before the bidding battle starts. Show the seller that you are serious and prepare to act quickly, increasing your chances of securing it at a favorable price. It's because sellers too don't like to waste their time with real estate agents, giving them a percentage of the property price. Your preemptive offer might hit where it affects the most, and you might get a property at an affordable price. Step number 5, find out average rents. Your main income stream will come from rental earnings, stressing the importance of understanding the area's average rents. However, instead of buying the property first and then finding out the average rent, you can reverse the process. In other words, before you buy a rental property in any area, find out about the average rent there. It's because it's crucial to ensure any property you are considering can generate enough rental income to cover the mortgage payments, taxes, and additional expenses. For that, you should conduct a thorough research on the area to anticipate its trajectory over the next coming years. Simply, you can ask a few tenants living in that area about the rent they are paying. But how will you know what rent is good? That's when you use the 10-year payback rule. This rule says that if the property price is less than 10 times the annual rent, then the rent is profitable. For instance, if you acquire a property for 80 million shillings, it should produce at least 670,000 shillings per month. Remember, there is always an exception to the rule. Step number 6, don't spend more than what you can afford. Let's say you have picked a property and are ready to buy it. But before you do that, rationally find out whether you are spending more than you can afford. This step is the easiest because deep down, you already know whether you are spending more or not. If you find out you are spending more than you can afford, stop right there before you make a mistake. Just understand, it's the same mistake every beginner investment makes and regrets later. It might appear that you could cover the extra cost, but taking the risk is not worth it. Take all the transaction costs, including legal costs, stamp duty, commissions, and other fees into account. Therefore, if you are a beginner, start with a modest, affordable property that is easily manageable within your budget. Ultimately, the best investment property is the one that fits within your means. Therefore, establish a budget before starting the property search, considering your savings, income from your full-time employment, and other sources, and also projected revenue from the rental property. You can compile a comprehensive list of one-time and ongoing expenses associated with purchasing, owning, and managing an investment property. These may include the property purchase price, appraisal and inspection costs, closing costs, repairs, maintenance costs, monthly mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance payments, property management fees, and maintenance expenditures. This meticulous approach will allow you to determine the precise amount that you can afford to invest in a property. Step number 7, consider the property condition and do a thorough property analysis. Sometimes you might choose a distressed property that needs repair but is at a good price. Choosing it is fine. It's essential to be realistic about the time and money needed to turn a less than ideal property into a desirable one. If it only needs cosmetic repairs like a paint job and minor detailing, that's fine. But if it needs heavy repairs like roof replacement or removing foundation issues like cracks, this can become a battle you stand a chance of losing. Therefore, to avoid such a situation, you must go for a thorough inspection by a qualified professional. They can evaluate which repairs you can manage independently and which require external contractors. Obtain estimates for all the repair costs and then evaluate whether buying the distressed property is worth it or not. Calculate the cost you are saving from the property's low price, whether it's more than you're willing to spend on repairs. Step number 8, use your negotiation skills. Don't ever hesitate to negotiate. It's a crucial skill for every investor. Numerous psychological tactics can be effective in this process. Silence becomes a powerful tool during negotiations, as embracing it after making an offer encourages the other party to speak, potentially revealing valuable information or prompting them to consider and reconsider their position. You can even leverage the anchoring effect. Start negotiations with a number lower than what you are willing to pay, but still within reason, serving as a psychological anchor that influences subsequent offers and counter-offers. You can also temporarily withdraw an offer or express hesitation to create a sense of loss and urgency for the seller, potentially encouraging flexibility. What's more, expressing disinterest, whether through non-verbal cues, tone of voice, or mentioning other properties, can make the seller more eager to close the deal. But this has to be subtle. Patience is another powerful psychological tool, particularly if the property has been on the market for a while. Have you noted the things you must consider before buying an investment property? Isn't it true that learning from others' experience in investment properties can help you avoid mistakes that cost beginners their entire savings? Let me know in the comment section below what type of investment property you are planning to invest in. If you want to learn in more detail how you too can generate passive income through real estate investing so that you can finally gain financial freedom, then what you need to do is watch my free training, How to Acquire a 16, 24, or even 48 unit apartment building in 6 months or less. Click the link in the description below to get immediate access. If you loved this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for practical insights on financial freedom, personal finance, and financial literacy. Thank you very much for watching.